You know, sometimes where life gives it all of this ups and downs. It's been a bit of a down lately, okay? But we're not going to stress on it. We're just going to be pointing out what's been going on. So yeah, this is an update video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start where I left off on the eve of the 300 prepper meet, my video before this one. The prepper meet itself was great considering the weather was terrible on probably half of it, okay, out of the 4 days. But the people turned out, they made the most of it. As far as I'm aware, everyone had a great time. Considering, you know, there was a couple of other events going on the same weekend, so people couldn't be in two places at once. So considering all of that and the weather, I thought it done really, really well. It was good, okay. I come back from the prepper meet, got home early before my wife finished work, got the laptop out and started just going through the footage of what I recorded. I started doing that for about half hour or so, and you know, after I had a nice cup of tea and I was sort of relaxed a bit, I got out to the truck, got all the admin in that needed to be washed and all the rest of it, got all that squared away, then back on to the editing. Now at that point I fancied a beer, okay? It was a long weekend and tired, you know, all the unpacking and stuff, everything was wet. So a beer was in order, okay? So as I say, we was going through the footage on the SD card on the laptop, and I was just getting on fine, not a problem. My wife come home from work, so when she come into the front room, she didn't look too good at all. She was shaking actually, and I said, "Well, God, what's the matter? What's happened?" And she told me. This is a bit tough for me, so bear with me, okay? She was attacked, literally about half an hour before I saw her when she come back from work. And with that, I jumped up to you know, comfort her, and with that, the beer has gone all over the laptop. So I thought, oh my God, you know, what's going on? So I tried to wipe the keypad and to shut it down, couldn't do it, so I held the button down to power it off. And the long story short, the computer's frazzled, okay? It's about £900, about $1,400 worth gone. It's kaput. Yeah, you could get a new motherboard, but computer is like 4 years old and it's ancient in this day and age. So we're going to retrieve the data from the hard drives and put it into a new laptop. So that was going on. As I say, my wife, she was going to her vehicle, and this guy come from nowhere and just grabbed her handbag and her coat. Bless her, she just screamed at him and he run off. But in doing so, she's damaged all of her wrist and her shoulder, and she was in quite a bit of pain. But more than that, it was the mental trauma that she's experienced. You know, she's been parking pretty much in the same place. It's convenient for her for work. It's a bad area in Portsmouth, which is, you know, a few miles from where I am, and you know, she is scared big time of you know, it happening again. So much so, she works for the Alzheimer's Society. She was down a local town centre, on the high street, and she had the table and chairs laid out, handed out leaflets. She was with a work colleague, and some youth just jumped at her and grabbed her water bottle, and with that, she is freaked out. So she's really suffered from it, okay? So, you know, the police were great. She was in a vehicle. As soon as after it happened, she locked the doors, phoned the police, which is the correct thing to do. The police were there in 5 minutes, which is fantastic. I can't praise the police highly enough. So the police were there within 5 minutes. Whilst they were en route, or en route in America, the police on the other end of the phone were continuing to talk to her to get information from her whilst it's still fresh in her memory, and to calm her down. Okay, so that was excellent, and you know, they stayed on the phone until the police arrived, which it did. They took a quite detailed statement of what happened. They consoled her and comforted her and all the rest of it. And they come round the next day to take a further statement, just to make sure if there's anything she might have missed. And they was around our house for a good 40 minutes, and they were brilliant. The cops were great. Okay. And then following that, a few days later, whilst I was at work, she had a day off work at that point. She helped the police. They was around our house for 2 hours doing an e-fit via the police computer laptop they brought with them. So it was, trying to make a face of the attacker, to sort of circulate it through local police to make sure that they get this thug, because that's who he is a thug, okay? Before he does it to someone else and maybe really physically hurt someone next time. So yeah, my wife's a bit shook up, and I've just been looking after her, with no computer, and Instagram has taken a backseat, so has YouTube. I've hardly been on here at all. So I apologise if there's any comments or emails that I haven't replied to, or Instagram messages, etc. I just haven't even bothered. Some things in life are more important than social media. Okay, family comes first, as a lot of us agree with. So yeah, that was been going on. Okay, for the last couple of weeks now. What else was there today? Yeah, it's been pretty crazy with all of that going on. And I had a phone call from Steve, the guy who helped big time doing the electrics in my shed, Sparky Steve. He wanted to know what my surname was, so I told him. And so what's going on? Unbeknownst to me, and this is a bit of a choker too. There's a group on Facebook, and a lot of you know that I don't do Facebook, okay? But bless them, they had a rip round, and they sent my wife a lovely bunch of flowers in an ornate sort of jug, a massive box of biscuits, loads of biscuits, and quality ones as well, and a card which was all filled out by these guys who contributed. So if I can figure out how to do it, this is on my wife's minimal laptop, to get the pictures from my phone onto the laptop, onto the editing software, and upload it to this video. If I could do that, I'll drop it in now. A massive shout out to MTFU, and I phoned Steve straight away when it turned up, and my wife, discovered all. She's actually smiling, first time in a couple of days, so that really helped. The community is awesome. Okay, so my wife, I said to her, "You better speak to Steve," and that was it. It was on the phone for a while, and the MTFU guys, awesome. WhatsApp, I'm not sure exactly. You have to bear with me. I'm not a technophobe. So yeah, that was all going on. So that sort of cheered up a little bit. And then I think it was yesterday, about 6-7 o'clock in the evening, we had the news that a member of our family in Italy, Maria, she just passed away. So that's been quite a shock, because my wife was only out there recently visiting the family because she's Italian. And yeah, so that's all been going on. It's been a bit crazy. Okay. So yeah, that's been going on. I've got a list here, so pardon me for looking away from you guys, okay? I'm not going to remember it all because there's loads. I'm trying to go through it quick. T-shirts. I finally sent the T-shirts off, the 10 T-shirts that were ordered. Now, I've been having ongoing negotiations, shall we say, putting it mildly, with the T-shirt guys. I was fuming, to be honest. They've been dicking me around so much. There's so many stories with this guy. It's a small local business, and as we should all try and help out local businesses before going down the chain stuff. Okay, the guy's had health problems. He's only got a couple of employees. He employs young school kids to help out, and they're just terrible. They let him down. So it was endless fob off. I'm sorry, we've been let down by suppliers. It's going to be late. I can't get to you, and so many things. But eventually, we got it sorted. Okay, the T-shirts came. All of them have gone out apart from one, and the one which hasn't gone out today, which was a 4XXL. They've had problems getting that size in the olive green colour. So they emailed me first thing this morning after I had a go at them via email, and they said it's either black or white, unless you want to wait a long time if we can find another supplier and get the same colour and that size. So I made a decision. I'm sorry, mate, I don't know your name off the top of my head, because I'll say there was 10 customers plus loads of patches and stuff as well going out, so I can't remember it all. But I opted to get a black. I hope you're okay with a black one, okay? So they rest assured that they're going to be printing that as soon as possible. So that could be a day, it could be a month. They're that bad. But when that T-shirt, the large one, the 4XL, finally turns up, I'm not going to be using them again because I hate letting people down. And people who know me, who've met up and camped with me before, I'm punctual. If I say I'm going to be somewhere at 10 o'clock, I'm there at like 9:30. I'm always early or never ever late. And I try my best to be punctual. And when people let me down because of all sorts of reasons and excuses, it's just not good enough. If you want to be somewhere or do something, you do your best to do it. And they've let me down more than 3 or 4 occasions now, so I'm not happy. So I'm currently looking for some other company who can do t-shirts with the designs that I've come up with. So that's another thing. Okay, but the t-shirts have gone out today. So we got Steve in America and the other 8 in the UK, and the other guy in the UK, the 10th one. That's going to be happening in due course, okay? So please bear with me on that one, mate. I'm really sorry, but it's out of my hands. What else is it? All of the patches that I had embroidered, they're all sold out now. They're gone. The last of them went with some of the t-shirt orders this morning. What else was there? There's still some decals available that some people are inquiring about with the logo I've done with the knife. There's still some of them available. I think mainly in white and black. I think, I'm not sure. So that's them taken care of. In the time that I've been away, off of YouTube, etc., I've had about, well, more than that actually, leading up to me, I've had about 5 or 6 items of gear sent to me to do reviews on. Okay, now I know some of you guys don't like reviews and all the rest of it, so what I try and do, and it's really hard, is to try and break it up and do a gear review video. Okay, just showing people close-ups and my honest opinions as I'm looking at it with you guys, and my thoughts of experiencing particular items of kit from what I've had happen to me in the field, etc. So I'm going to try and get through them. I don't know how long it's going to be, over a couple of months. The guys have been so patient. Free Night sent me a torch 2.5 months ago. I've still got it in there. I've taken it out of the box, I've played around with it a few times, put it back, and they've only contacted me once to find out when the video's going up. So they haven't badgered me, which is brilliant. So some of you guys who send me kit to look at, just share with you guys. Thanks for being so patient and not hounding me, because there's nothing worse than saying, when's the video coming up, when's the video coming up? Do you know what, if that happens, I'd rather send them the bit of kit back. This isn't a professional job for me, this is part-time, and I'll do it as and when. So with all of the stuff I mentioned earlier going on, it just hasn't happened. Okay, so there's 5 or 6 gear reviews to come, and I'll try my best to break it up in amongst other videos. Okay, I'm going to try my hardest to do a solo overnight there this month, but it all depends on my wife, obviously. I mean, I don't want to be leaving her on her own in the house with stuff in her head going on. So it might happen, it might not, but we'll see what we can do. What else is there? Yeah, also there's been stuff around the house to be catching up on. So having no computer is good in a way, because it gives you time to catch up on other stuff. Because computers, once you turn it on, you know what it's like, guys. The whole evening could just go and you haven't done anything. Bugger. It's crazy. So been getting stuck on with that. And what's next? The last thing on the list is the truck. The truck, I've got valeted. It's spotlessly clean. Got the engine steam cleaned. Everything's cool. I managed to get some good photographs of it last evening. But what I'm hoping to do is, when I get a new laptop and my data drive, 500 gig data drive from my busted laptop, I'm going to hook it up into a Cradle, I think it's called, and plug it into my new one, transfer the data over there. That's got loads of old pictures of the truck from when I bought it until how it is now. So what I wanted to do is, when I put it on eBay, because that's what I'm going to do, I'm just going to list loads of photographs through its history since the 4 years or so which I've owned it. Just to show people, what's gone into it. It's not just a basic truck and bought it and sold it on. A lot's gone into it, okay? A lot of money as well. So that's going to be going on there. So the Hilux pickup truck bug out vehicle will be up for sale on eBay sometime this month. It all depends on when I get a laptop. Now the laptop I'm looking at is £1,300, which is a lot of money. Hell of a lot of money. I haven't got that money lying around, so I'm going to have to dip into the savings and get that and just pay that back in as I go, It's about what, $1,700, so that's a lot of money. So there that is, pretty much for the update. So I hope you guys are okay with that. I just felt I had to just take 5 from what's going on and just let you guys know, keep in the loop to the reasons why no videos and no online activity at all has been happening for myself. And that is the reasons why. All I can say is before I log off now is thanking you, all of you that is sent messages via support and help. Most of it's been shared on Instagram when it happened, because no computer couldn't do anything on YouTube. So with the smartphone, I've tried my best to keep some people informed on Instagram, so them guys are in the know. But most of you guys on YouTube who don't do Instagram obviously don't know. So there it is. It's all on the video now for you guys wondering, where's Funky? Where's the meat video? Why haven't you replied to my comments? Have you read my DM? Blah 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 blah. That's the reason. Okay, I'm sorry it's been a bit of an ups and down video, but we try our best and stiff upper lip, British attitude and crack on, because life's too short. Don't dwell on it, and you've just got to do the best of what you can. Okay, so that's it from the updates. Thanks for watching. Stay funky.